Yeah.
Set them up.
I don't know.
Serve them.
The,
Hey, serve
the
them
old
5 minutes
school.
before the race.
Yeah, the old switcheroo. Yeah. So,
Hey man, there's so much to talk about. We'll break this topic down in several shows because there are so many angles you can go by. Like, first of all, I think we're gonna talk today about mainly the arrest and the charges. What I want to do is maybe on Thursday talk about the reactions from all the people because we want to keep this topic. Don't make this the main topic or the only topic we're gonna discuss today. And of course, we're gonna talk about the weird situations. I mean, he has a quite a long list of weird moments in the open. We're talking about interviews. We're talking about clips he's recorded himself. That seems at the end. If you look back, I mean, hindsight is always 2020. They say, well, it is 2020 clearly. There's so many things to discuss. So let's jump right into it, man. With all that being said, this is not just another scandal. This is like one of the biggest indictments that ties trafficking and assay allegations that has been brewing since the guy with the island boy, the original island boy,
original island boy.
the Steen boy. This is the biggest one since him, I think. Or maybe even the other Steen from the other side of California,
Bergstein.
the one that was the Harvey dude, who's now, I think he's still locked up, but I think he's maybe on house arrest or something because he's almost checking out. But anyway, RJ, this is big, man. This is big.
Yeah, this is big. And, it started with because the last topic we talked about, the last show in which we talked about Diddy, we talked, of course, about the $100 million lawsuit that he supposedly lost because he didn't even show up. And at the moment of this recording, a lot has changed since then.
Yes,
but,
that is true. Good thing you're
when
talking.
I saw it, like, was this a way to get him off? Like a mistrial on purpose in order for him to not not suffer the consequences. But of course, this is another case. The $100 million lawsuit was another case, but this one, I mean, KaiR, bodyguards are talking. Bottles of oils are found in his mansion.
Baby oil galore.
And I saw a meme. I don't know what Tyrese movie it was where Tyrese said, "Smells like oil." Hey man, all of these things, but not only that, KaiR. To me, the most shocking things are the footages of Diddy himself in public, as you mentioned, saying things or asking questions or giving answers to questions or giving certain reactions.
Yeah.
Which at that time you think, he's being funny, but the dude was basically telling you in your face
Yeah.
what he's doing. What do they call it? The programming predictive? I need to switch it up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But
It's crazy.
he was basically telling us what he was doing, what was going on. And hey, hindsight is always 2020, as you said. But in this case, hindsight is 2024. If you ask Cat Williams.
Cat Williams, yeah. Let's go back because we talked about it last week. The $100 million case he allegedly lost at the time. I think we had a pretty good analysis because one of the things we talked about was during that show is how the heck did he found himself in this situation? Was he served wrong? Was there a problem with the whole process? And I'm gonna go back. Let me zoom in a little bit. A win is a win because the courts set aside that 100 million default judgment against him. So I mean, a win is a win, like like the title says. The court agreed that with Diddy's legal team that he was not properly served with the lawsuit, and the statute of limitations had expired. This means that the judgment is no longer in effect and that the case will not proceed unless new evidence or claims have been brought forward. So I think we again, we had a pretty good analysis where we basically dove into this angle where it's crazy to think that if you were being served properly, why wouldn't you show up and battle this? Because it seems like someone is accusing you of something, trying to get 100 million out of you, right?
Yeah, you would know. And it's about to say ick, but I think that
it's the ick factor. This whole case has the ick factor.
Ick factor. No, but the thing is, how could it happen if he's so well equipped with a legal team, right? Selling houses to pay off the legal team.
Yeah,
I mean, how is it possible that he misses a subpoena? Could it have been? So I thought to myself, we didn't talk about it on the show, but after the show, I really thought, like, could it be that they served it to the house and then
that's
after
one thing
that
we talked about during the show as well.
Yeah, but then they raided it or whatever. I don't know
that
what.
would have been crazy.
Yeah,
Set them up.
I don't know.
Serve them 5 minutes before the raid.
Yeah, the old switcheroo. Yeah. So they probably, or maybe it was lost in baby oil. Whatever the case, it was damaged. I don't know, but hey, shortly after, and I think the judge said as well that he can only be served, or the case can only be reopened if new evidence arises. So without any new evidence, seems like he got off pretty easy. Some might even say that he was slippery about it.
He slipped
right
the
through,
grass of the law.
Slipped right there.
Hey man, let's go back. Let's go back because one of the major guys in this whole Diddy case is Gene Deal. And a couple of months ago, Gene predicted this following. Shout out to The Art of Dialogue, fair use.
September on the way, man. You still think Diddy get arrested?
I believe I believe he's coming in September. Because you got to realize, the grand jury intervened. They may have 45 days, 60 days, 90 days. They never usually go past 120 days. They got enough information, and they probably got enough stuff that he's probably willing to plea bargain or see if they're going to give him that. Or if they're going to let him plead or something. But I don't think the grand jury is going past 120 days.
And this is inside information you getting, right? Or this is something you believe personally?
Well, I believe that personally, and then for the fact of the matter is that I know somebody who testified to the grand jury, to the Homeland Security, and they was made reference to some like they thought that they couldn't go nowhere around in September or whatever like that. So maybe around in September something will happen.
Yo, I think it's pretty interesting to live in the current era we're in, because in the past, so KaiR, remember 20 years ago, 10 years ago, people like Gene Deal wouldn't have had a platform.
They would have called him a rat.
And he couldn't have even spoken about these things. But nowadays, anyone with a platform can host
Yep.
another person. And so, and Gene Deal is a regular on the art of dialogue. So he's a
Yes.
regular there. And so the Alphabet Boys are simply they probably have a podcast department. And the podcast department is basically checking out all the podcasts to see who's talking, who's saying what. Everyone is talking.
Okay, man. Everyone is talking. Don't forget how they caught up to Tupac, the leader, Keefe. Keefe was a regular as well on Vlad TV and all these podcasts. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of. You might be right. There could be a podcast division who's basically only listening to podcasts and transcribing everything that is important.